Hello very much. My name is Sairi, and today I will be conducting my final video essay on Disney's 1951 Alice in Wonderland. It's a colorful film based on Lewis Carroll's children's novel Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. And I would like to preface this essay with why I chose to analyze this film in the first place. Apart from being one of my favorite personal films, I believe it's a work of art in terms of animation, ideology, semiotics, and gestalt. As I mentioned before, it's colorful, it's full of life, and it harbors many underlying meanings. So I will be analyzing the roles of semiotics and gestalt in this film. Let's get into it. Beginning with the main theme and literary genre of the story, it is absurdity and nonsense, and they are used as semiotic tools throughout the whole story. The film would be nothing without misdirection and confusion. That is the main catalyst element to Alice's role in the tale. She finds herself in a land filled with talking animals, foods that make you shapeshift, and unspoken rules that are completely different from her life back in 1860s London. Not to mention, literary absurdity created into visual images are very much a part of the movie. A few examples could be, quote unquote, "the middle of the night." That's just a simple quote from one of the songs in the film. And another one would be bread and butterflies, which is from the Golden Afternoon song. Simply put, these are visual examples of literary absurdity. So of course, here are the examples. A direct line between day and night implies that there is a middle between the two times, and butterflies have a condiment included in the word, so why not add butter? See what they did there? These are also linguistic tools like wordplay turned into visual equivalents. However, these do not make any sense. They are strictly there to create a bigger sense of whimsy and incomprehension. The viewer understands that Alice is in a world that does not exist, that a world of such wonder is an absolute mess filled with misunderstandings and dire consequences, and the residents of Wonderland make Alice feel so out of place that she herself begins to believe that she has lost her mind when she's faced with creatures that aren't quite sane in the first place. To continue, gestalt is probably the biggest factor in this story. Alice follows a white rabbit to then fall down the rabbit hole into Wonderland. That is the classic plot. And in the first few minutes of the film, Alice is asking questions. For example, one of the first questions she asks in the whole movie is, "I'm sorry, but how can one possibly pay attention to a book with no pictures in it?" The rest of the film is her blindly trying to follow the white rabbit and wondering how to find him, how to go home, and how she ended up in this situation in the first place due to her inability to think before acting. She shrinks, she makes poor decisions, she gets lost many times, and never receives the answers she wants from the residents of the land. She loses herself in many ways. For example, her sense of self and wholeness by being called other names instead of Alice. And she's constantly being questioned and being asked who she is or what she is. All while losing her sense of identity, she is subjected to a world that she does not recognize. And the animation of the film does a splendid job at creating visually distorted environments. There will be pictures right here. The person she is and the world she is in is distorted and unrecognizable. That is why her identity and visual perceptual distortion are the main principles of gestalt in this film. Thank you for watching my film theory class analysis of the 1951 version of Alice in Wonderland. I hope I could summarize a few of the many interesting elements in this iconic film. Thank you.